Hey, good morning, guys. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so Mary's going to take it away with the weather and water, and then after we have a little bit of news for y'all, man. And take it away, Mary.
All right, thank you, Donald.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, it is 62 degrees and partly cloudy. Today, we're looking at a high of 79 degrees with a mix of clouds and sun early, followed by cloudy skies this afternoon. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. And then tonight, 61 degrees with showers this evening, becoming less numerous overnight. We have a 50% chance of rain, and the winds will be between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Today on Blood Mountain, our high is going to be 73 degrees with patchy fog before 8 a.m. and then a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny, 5-mile-per-hour winds with gusts up to 20 and a 50% chance of rain. Tonight, 60 degrees, chance of showers and thunderstorms before 8 p.m. and then likely between 8 p.m. and 1 a.m. Mostly cloudy with 5 to 10 mile per hour winds and gusts up to 20 miles per hour. There is a 60% chance of rain. Water is good on the trail right now. Please make sure you top off your water though at Hawk Mountain Shelter. That way you'll stay good for the 6.2 miles to Justice Creek. Check around your campsite when you're setting up your tent or hammock, whatever method you're using. You want to look for those loose branches and limbs and just make sure you're in a secure area. All right, well, I'm going to turn this over to Donald now, and we're going to talk about some other things we have going on.
Beautiful, my friend. Great job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, good morning, guys. And so this is what we have going on today for some news. So let's start off with the FKT, and for some, if you don't know, that's the fastest known time. And that can apply to any trail out here that someone is trying to beat a time or a record time that someone has completed a trail, and they all try to compete and race up the trail. And so, and some can be supported and some are unsupported, but I think this is
I believe they're running by themselves. They have contact with people, I believe, but they're.
But this was only like a 2-hour run or something,
Yeah, it
right?
took a little over 2 hours for them to do
So
it.
this wasn't like a full trail, or it was a full trail, but not like a long trail. And so the National Park Services have accused a record-setting runner with a federal crime for running on trail in the Grand Tetons National Park. So supposedly he missed a hidden sign about erosion, and so he was warned about this sign before he even started, or the area, and was asked not to go through it. And so, but he decided that he was going to run through it anyways. They caught him, and he is now facing a $5,000 fine, possible 6 months in federal prison, permanent criminal record, and could be banned for the next 5 years from that area. So, there's a place called the Fastest Known Time, and they're an organization. They're going to reject they have rejected his submission due to the offense. So, I think that should actually definitely be the way it goes. The guy cheated anyways, man, and cut the switchback. He not only cheated everyone around him and himself, he also cheated the community of L&T, and did not, he's ruining it for everyone. When people do stuff like that, man, they're ruining it for everyone. And so, hopefully he learns from this, but I guess he said he would do it again, right?
He said that he would do it again. He was advised not to switch back. He switched back anyways, and he said after that he would do it again. If he was out there doing it again, he would switch back.
Yeah. And so those are the type of people that ruin it for everyone and are only about themselves, selfish, mouthy, and I have no respect for that, man. So I guess, you know what I mean, man, that's what we have to talk about with that dude. Now, want to move on. And it's unfortunate that someone has to act like that. Really, man. It's disappointing, actually. I guess, I don't really watch the fastest known time stuff. I don't care. You know what I mean, man?
That's
If
right.
someone wants to run up the trail, run up the trail. If you want to walk it, walk it. I do care about respecting the communities and the trail though, man. And if someone can't follow those rules, they don't need to be out here, whether they're walking, running, or jogging,
Right.
or whatever they're doing. I don't
Right.
care what it is, man. You have to respect people,
Mhm.
and you know what I mean, man.
Mhm.
It's not about just me or her or us, or
It's about everyone,
it sure is.
and it's about, the habitat of creatures and everything out there too.
Mm-hmm.
It has an impact on everyone.
That's right. It has an impact on the creatures, the soil erosion.
Mhm.
It just, there's so much going on, man.
That's right.
It's really selfish. That's our opinion, man. Though, you know what I mean. Okay, so next, man, I want to talk about an injured hiker rescued on the Mount Eldon Trail in Flagstaff, and so. Emergency crews responded this morning to assist an injured hiker on Mount Eldon, approximately 1 mile up the trail from the Mount Eldon ruins. Flagstaff Fire Department, Coconino County Sheriff's Office search and rescue and EMS units were dispatched to the scene after the woman reportedly sustained an injury while hiking. Rescue personnel located the hiker and began providing medical aid on site before assisting her off the trail. The extent of the woman's injuries has not been released and no additional information is available at this time. Officials remind hikers to take extra precautions when navigating Flagstaff's mountain trails, especially as summer activity increases. And next, I want to go on to a place called Skamania, and if I'm butchering that for anyone that lives over there, I apologize. But I want to talk a little bit about this because this actually interested me a little bit because of what is going on out here lately, and so many rescues and it's just one after another.
It is a
And
lot.
so now there's a sheriff in Skamania County over there in Washington State, I believe. I'm going to read the article right now. Following a dramatic increase in search and rescue missions on the Washington side of the Columbia River Gorge, a local sheriff has proposed charging a fee to those in need of saving. Skamania County Sheriff Summershire said their search and rescue missions have spiked 400% compared to this time last year, putting a drain on their limited resources, and we're just in the beginning of the year. 400%.
That's a lot to spike.
400. And so 99.9% of them are out of county residents. So it's our county residents who are footing this bill, said Sheriff Sire, whose jurisdiction includes the massive wilderness of the Gifford Pinchot National Forest and large portion of this Mount St. Helens National Volcanic Monument in Washington. Shire said she only wants to go after people if they have been negligent or reckless, causing them to need help from her rescue team. Somebody with a collapsed lung who decides to go in the worst weather conditions we've seen in many, many years, and the person wasn't supposed to go over 1,500 feet and then decided to go in an area where it was 3,500 feet, Shire said. In May, 70% of their missions were a result of a hiker or boater putting themselves in unsafe conditions. We see people hiking areas that are extremely steep and rocky wearing flip-flops. I mean, I could go on, and it would probably take 3 hours for me to explain how negligent, reckless people can be, Shire said. Coin 6 News asked hikers in Skamania County for the day their thoughts on the proposal. You don't want to be charging people thousands of dollars if they get in trouble, but there is a certain amount of responsibility associated with coming out into the woods, said Don Halfley of Portland. Another hiker from Hillsborough said they agree with the idea of charging a fee for a rescue if the person got into a situation out of negligence. The cost of this potential citation has not been determined. However, across the Columbia River in Oregon, a statute allows agencies to charge a fee of no more than $500 if people did not exercise reasonable care or if laws were violated and they are in need of saving. Shire said she wants her proposed ordinance to have a little more teeth. The sheriff is writing a county ordinance now, which she plans to present to the Skamania County Board of Commissioners. All right, and so Mary and I have been watching time after time people just, they're irresponsible. This is definitely things that are going on. And every day I look and I see another thing happening. You know what I mean, man? Here's another one. So, Scottsdale firefighter. Now, this is where a rescue person went in to rescue someone, and they came out on a stretcher and was hospitalized. And so in Scottsdale, Arizona, a hiker is in the hospital and a firefighter is recovering from the heat after a mountain rescue in Scottsdale on Saturday. Fire officials say that the crews responded around 2 p.m. to rescue a 38-year-old man who was hiking on the Wingate Pass Trail. They say the man had been hiking since morning and was experiencing heat exhaustion. Due to the remote location on the trail and extreme heat, crews used a helicopter to get the man off trail. Paramedics treated the man on scene and took him to the hospital for further evaluation. While rescuing the man, a firefighter began to experience heat-related issues. He was driven off the trail for medical treatment and now is recovering. With temperatures peaking in the early afternoon, the safety of all rescue personnel remains a top priority as crews work to extract both the patient and fire responders from the trail system efficiently and safely. Dave Folio with the Scottsdale Fire said. So guys, man, and there's definitely a lot of stuff happening out here. We all have to make sure we know our limits or limitations, and to be prepared when you enter the forest. It's so important, man. And I can't say it enough. I really think if you're going into the deep backcountry or just going into the woods, especially if you have a medical issue or you're going deep into the backcountry, you should have a satellite phone or a satellite connection. The new iPhones have satellite connections, but also you can get a Spot or a Garmin InReach, and Iridium rent cell phone, satellite phones, man, that you can actually rent for a week or a day or 2 days or whatever amount of time you need it, man. But they have that. You can buy one for like $1,200, man, and get hooked up too. But I can't say it enough. You should really have that stuff, man, and also have a compass, a paper map, and also study the area that you're gonna go and explore. It's just so, and the limitations is important.
Right.
Have the proper shoes. I mean, I see people with sandals on and stuff out here, man, and I don't know. To each their own. They can do whatever, man. But I just, if you're going into the deep country, you're gonna want some footwear, man. protection from everything out there, man.
Definitely.
Breaking your toe on a stubbing it on a rock,
Mhm.
man. Snakes are out there, man. There's just all kinds of stuff
That's
going
right.
on out there. And if you're in that deep country and you're in flip flops and you break your toe or your foot, man, I mean, you're gonna probably, hit that SOS button,
Mhm.
and someone's gonna
Definitely.
have to come and rescue you.
I think too, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think this last one you were speaking of, where the firefighter now needed rescue.
Mhm.
So, you don't only have one rescue going on, now you've brought other people into the mix, and due to the conditions, they need rescue now also. So you've multiplied, not just one rescue, now you've increased the need for manpower, the need for assistance.
I feel like that, what I've seen over the years, I think that people have become comfortable with just doing whatever and not really looking at the consequences. And so it isn't a video game. You can't respawn when you fall off of a cliff. You're when you get into a situation, you're not always going to get rescued. If you walk into the forest and there's going to be a snowstorm, and you don't know what you're doing, that's just asking for trouble, man.
Mhm. Mhm.
I really think that people have become comfortable because of all the videos out there where people are hiking, man, and they may be experienced in what they're doing,
Right.
and know what they're doing and have all the proper equipment, but they're not really making that known to the viewer. And so you have people that want to go to these beautiful spots, but they don't actually see what it takes to get there.
That's right.
And so they go out with their sandals and their shorts and one bottle of water when you're hiking 15 miles. People need to be vocal about, or need to tell others, the viewers, man, that it's going to take this much water.
Right.
Bring a water filter. Make sure you pack food. Make sure you pack enough gear so when you get out there in your sandals, at least you have a pair of shoes, man, and socks, and a pair of pants if you get stuck out there. It seems like it is happening more, and it's, you know what I mean, man? People are just going out, not even thinking that someone's gonna come in and rescue them, and that is not how people should be thinking. They need to prepare themselves for what's gonna happen out there. Heather brought up a good, she asked me to actually say this, because there are people that go out prepared and they have their little whistles and stuff, man, and they're, I see people with their Garmins hanging off their backpacks, and then they leave them and walk off to get water or whatever, and water may be a mile away. I know some spots like Van de Velde shelter or Van de Veer shelter or whatever it's called.
Van de Venter.
Van de Venter up in the Iron Mountains, man. You definitely walk down an embankment like this, man, and it feels like it might even be like 7/10 of a mile to get down there. But man, you could take a digger down that hill, and where's your Garmin?
That's right.
It's back on your backpack, back at the shelter, man, or in your tent right back there. And so I'm just using that shelter as a...
But it's a good example, because that is a long, steep walk.
It is, it's huge, man. It's just like right straight downhill. Or on the other side, what if you're standing, there's this big rock out back in Watauga Lakes right down bottom, but you can stand up on the rock, and I did, man, take pictures. What if you fall off that side?
That's right.
You're not gonna die, because it's like probably maybe like a 9-foot drop when you hit, dude. But what if you roll down and break your arm or leg or whatever, man, and you can't get back up, and no one saw it?
That's right.
Where's your Garmin or your InReach or your whistle? It's back there. So your voice gets muffled by the forest and the trees that and so you could scream, someone might hear it. You know what I mean, dude?
But there has to be somebody there to hear it.
Right.
And if you're out there all alone at a certain time of year when it's quieter than others, chances are you could be alone.
Yeah, for a couple days even, man. What if you're up there during the winter, man, and you fall, dude? No one's gonna find you, dude. You're gonna have to crawl out of there like, crawl out. That's what you're gonna have to do, man. Back up to your
That's
GPS, the SOS machine thing, Gammon. And so, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Oh, I think that's a very valid point. You bring it for safety. It should be on your person at all
It
times.
should, man. It should be clicked right to you, man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so, definitely, I see a lot of stuff, man. A lot of this, I think, could be kind of not avoided, but yeah, avoided. I think
Yeah.
I think a lot of cats need to be more responsible and don't think that you just can press a button and people come running. You know what I mean, man? Act like that there's no one there and it's just you at all times, man. Like there's no one gonna rescue you. Take what you need, man, to survive, man.
I think that we should all, no matter where we go, it doesn't have to be the mountains, it could be the beach, it could be anywhere. I think we should all always be prepared and
Sure.
prepared to do self-rescue to the best of our ability. You know, at least until rescue can get there too.
That's right, man. Always. So, but that's about it for today, man. I think tomorrow or the next day we're gonna put together some L&T stuff, man. I think L&T is so important out here. I think it needs to be talked about, so we're gonna talk a little bit about L&T in the next few days. Otherwise than that, man, I hope everyone enjoying stuff. If you have any opinions on FKT or the Sheriff's Department in Washington State applying charges to people that are negligent,
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, man? How do you feel about the FKT people that run up the trail and bring crowds of people and just cut corners and not respect the hiker community as a whole, man, and just using the trail for their own benefit and selfish reasons or whatever they're doing, man. I'm not calling it, I'm just saying, what do you think about people doing that type of stuff, man? And, do you think do you think that they're breaking L&T by cutting across corners and then, crowding in at gaps and stuff and just kind of doing whatever and then leaving a mess and moving to the next spot? Because that's kind of what happens out here. Not everyone.
No,
but
not everyone.
how do you feel about unsupported and supported hikes, man, for the FKT? I think that's how I
think
wanna
that's
say
a great
it.
way
Yeah.
to put it.
How do
yes.
you feel about that right there, man? And so, yeah, if you have any opinions, we'd love to hear it, man. That way we can, kind of gather stuff
That's
that
right.
we can talk about, man.
That's right.
Because I feel like everyone should be involved in what happens out
Of
here.
course.
Because, like I've always said, we're all stewards of this trail, man. We all should be taking care of the trail and each other, man, while we're out here.
It's everybody's community.
It is, dude. It is, man. It's everyone's community, and it's all our job to watch over it and make sure that everything is good, man. So the next person that walks through here, man, is safe and comfortable.
That's right.
That's what it's all about, man. You know what I mean, dude? And not only that, make sure that the animals and the ecosystem and just everything. It's not just us, the hikers, man, or the FKT people or aspiring through hikers or whatever. It's all of us, man. The businesses, the animals, Mother Earth.
That's right.
Just everything. The people in town, man. Because the businesses out here, we get our gas, we keep the towns going, man, because we're buying gas every day. We're spending money at the garages. We're buying food. You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
And the hikers, we're all a part of that. We need each other. We need each other to make this trail work. And it's so important for people to realize that, man. It's not just the hiker.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not gonna work that way, man. So, anyways, let's leave it at that. More to come, guys. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching. And if anyone needs anything at all, give Mary and I a call. We're here for you. One love. Peace.